The content of this radio program is made available by Ahluwalia Law Offices PC for informational purposes only and does not constitute legal advice. The transmission and receipt of information contained in this program does not form or constitute an attorney-client relationship. Anyone receiving any part of information on this radio show should not act upon the information without seeking professional legal counsel. For best results, consult an attorney in person. Welcome to your weekly community service show, Your Business Matters with Pallavi Ahluwalia of Ahluwalia Law Offices. Tune into their show between 10:30 a.m. and 11 a.m. every Wednesday on 104.9 FM and ask her all your legal questions. Ms. Ahluwalia owns and operates Ahluwalia Law Offices PC. She received her law degree in 1996 from Southern Methodist University in Dallas, Texas, and also has a graduate degree in English Literature and Master of Philosophy in English Literature from the University of Punjab, Chandigarh in India. Ms. Ahluwalia is also a certified mediator and has served as an appointed mediator for Collin County Courts. In addition to regularly volunteering at legal aid clinics, host every Wednesday on 104.9 FM and ask her all your legal questions. Ms. Ahluwalia owns and operates Ahluwalia Law Offices PC. She received her law degree in 1996 from Southern Methodist University in Dallas, Texas, and also has a graduate degree in English Literature and Master of Philosophy in English Literature from the University of Punjab, Chandigarh in India. Ms. Ahluwalia is also a certified mediator and has served as an appointed mediator for Collin County Courts. In addition to regularly volunteering at legal aid clinics hosted by the Legal Aid of Northwest Texas, Ms. Ahluwalia serves as a legal advisor to Chetna, a non-profit organization working on issues related to domestic violence. She also spearheaded and participated in the inaugural annual legal aid clinic that was held to benefit the underprivileged South Asian community. Ms. Ahluwalia also served on the North American South Asian Bar Association's Executive Committee and is the founding president of the South Asian Bar Association of Dallas. Her speaking engagements have included being the speaker at the National South Asian Bar Association's annual conference, speaking at the conference held by the Texas chapter of the American Immigration Lawyers Association, and a presenter to the Indo-American Chamber of Commerce activities. She has been featured in Texas Lawyer magazine for an article on law firm ethics. Ms. Ahluwalia speaks English, Hindi, Urdu, and Spanish. Her office handles cases involving immigration and naturalization law, family law, business law, contract law, and civil litigation. She can be contacted directly at 972-361-0606 or Pallavi@yourdesilawyer.com.
Yes, we have Pallavi ji in our office, so please dial 972-235-5555 if you have any immigration-related question. Good morning, Ms. Pallavi. How are you?
A wonderful morning to you. I'm very well, Indu. Thank you for hosting me. Glad to be here with your Business Matters. And I know we already have callers that are calling us, and we appreciate your patience as you wait for us to come on. Just a real quick update. A couple of updates that I have, and the most important one is that in August there is a retrogression in the EB categories for Pakistan, Bangladesh, EB2 as well as for EB3. So this is very, very concerning because we don't know whether this retrogression is going to be lasting for a while, or it is going to be something that is only because we have maybe just 3 months left in this fiscal year until October 1st, and then it'll get reset to being current again. And I know a lot of Pakistani nationals as well as people from Bangladesh that have Sri Lanka as well as Nepal bank on getting a green card quickly through a master's degree and bachelor's plus 5 years, and that's not going to happen. The other update I had also had was that there was going to be a fee increase, and this was going to be changing fees for USCIS filings by about 21 to, in some cases, 40%, even 50%. So just be aware of that. So if you're waiting on filing some case and you just waiting, say for example you want to file for a parent or a sibling or whatever, anybody in those F categories, then you may want to act on it quicker than later, otherwise you will be paying the increased fees.
Wow, thank you so much for these updates, and shall we take some calls now?
Absolutely.
Good morning, you're live on the air. Your question for Ms. Pallavi, please. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning, you're live on the air. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. I have a question about the immigration.
Hello? Hello, good morning.
Yes, I could hear them.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, your question, please.
Yes, ma'am. I have a question regarding, I am currently actually on a work visa, H1 visa, and I'm married to a green card holder. And my visa expires basically in September of this year. and I put an application for the renewal of my work visa. Also, filed the I-130 under the green card
Okay.
under my husband. So, what happens if I don't get my renewal of my work visa? What are my options, basically?
Yeah, so under the family-based second category A, which is your sponsorship from your husband, who's a current green card holder, you don't have any options to stay back if you don't get renewed. You have to leave because the law will not excuse you and not allow you to adjust. And there's one more catch here. You have to, even if you file a 485, till the 485 gets adjudicated, you have to keep up with your age status. So you cannot even rely on a file, the 485, and let your status go. So you have to maintain it till you get your green card. And that's one. So that's one thing. So if you were to get, denial on your H-1B for any reason, then you may be forced to step out. You cannot rely on this I-130 to give you immediate help or immediate relief.
Okay, and another question is, how long does it take to get an EAD?
So the dates for the family base, which country are you from?
India.
Okay. So the dates that for people that are now getting their green cards are the 15th of November of 2014. So you can see it's about, almost 2 years behind. So it's a year and a half, a little bit over that. That is, it's running behind. So at this point, I would say by the time that the date your case gets done, then and the second category or the second table of the visa bulletin allows you to file the adjustment, and that is 1 year after that. So that's November of 2015. So if I were to make a rough estimate, and tell me your priority date again.
I don't know priority date.
Okay, that's the date your I-130 was filed by your husband.
Oh, okay. That was in
March of this year?
of this year.
Yeah, so about a year and a half out till you can file for the EAD. But just like I told you, you cannot let your underlying status go. You have to maintain your status till the end.
Okay, and suppose if it doesn't get through, and if I'm in India, then can I put in for a visitor visa and come here, or I cannot?
Yeah, I mean, you can come here on a visitor visa, but you have to see that the reasons for a visit, if you're coming just to be here for a little bit, you have to indicate on your B1, B2 application that you have an immigrant petition pending for you, and then they would want you to wait outside if that's the reason you're coming in here for.
I understand. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for your call. Good morning, you're live on the air. Your question for Ms. Pallavi, please.
Hi, if I want to bring my parents to US on family visa, then I believe that there are two procedures. One is the consular process, and the other is if the parents are here, you can directly apply for them. Can you help me understand these two processes and what are the advantages and disadvantages of these processes?
Absolutely. So you are currently a US citizen, right? And that's how you can sponsor your parents, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So the first step to file anything would be an I-130. It usually takes under 6 months for US citizens sponsoring their parents or their spouses. And so that's just about at 6 months. Now, after the 6 months, and if they are abroad, they're outside, the process goes on to where it's picked up at the National Visa Center, and it goes through the consular processing mode, which means that you have to fill out forms and submit them to the National Visa Center. And after they've completed all the formalities, taken all the documents from you, that also include the affidavit of support, the birth certificates for the people that are coming, the police clearance certificates for them. They will be set up for medicals and interview in the consulate abroad for interviews, and when they come in, and that could be, that NVC process can take anywhere from 3 to 6 months also, so they can come within a year. Now, with the other process, that's called the adjustment of status. Once, if they're here and they decide that they have to stay back, you cannot have a preconceived intent. I say this very often on the air because that is an important part. The intent is a very, very important part of immigration practice and law. So, if they have a preconceived intent, then that is not going to give them the green card. And the way you get past intent is that you have to wait at least 3 3 months, 2 to 3 months after their entry to be able to file any kind of paperwork or relief for them, or any immigration benefit for them. So after 3 months of their entry, if you file an I-130 and 485 concurrently, which means together, then that whole process may take about 15 to 16 months, but they have options to just stay back here till their green card is adjudicated. They don't have to leave the country. Just the reverse of that is also true. They cannot leave the country till they have the advanced parole and the EAD with them, which is a combo card that they get within 3 months, which the government is right now trying to move to about 6 months. So after they come and they file, they're kind of here. If they leave prior to getting that AP, then they would have abandoned their 485. So that makes it a problem. So that's something to be understood between the two processes. The adjustment of status runs a bit longer. And the one that is abroad is finishes up under a year.
One more question is, you, the beginning of the show mentioned something about increased fee for family-based visas.
Yeah, so the chart is not exactly in front of me right now, but it is for the 420 that is currently the I-130 fee. That is going to be 360, I understand. And then the fee for the adjustment, which is 1070 currently, and that's the adjustment, not the NVC fee, that is going to move to 1160 is what I get. So, and now there are objections to this, so we kind of hesitate to announce these numbers because these are just projected numbers from the government currently, awaiting final comments from the public, and after that they will become final after a while.
Thank you so much for your answers. Appreciate it.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your call. You are listening to Ms. Pallavi Ahluwalia from Ahluwalia Law Offices. If you cannot get through somehow today, you are welcome to call her at her office 972-361-0606, or you can visit their website, yourdclawyer.com. Let's see who's with us next. Hey, good morning. You're live on the air.
Hello.
Hey, good morning. What's your question, please?
Hello. Oh, I am the citizen.
Okay.
I want to leave the India. Want to leave India. I have not taken the OCI card. Then what I have to do?
Yeah, so if you just have a visa, then the visa would only allow you validity to stay in India for a certain, number of months, or even, I don't know if it is a year because we don't keep up with the Indian immigration rules. However, yes, the OCI card seems to be the right way to go. You will have to obtain it prior to you leaving.
I have to take the visa from here?
No, not the visa, sir. I would suggest that you take the OCI card because the visa will only give you validity to stay in the country for a limited period of time.
Limited period. Okay. I have to take the OCI card.
Correct. That would be the better way. Yes.
Ma'am, one question.
Of course.
My wife has denied from the citizenship in conversation, language, English.
Okay, got it. Okay.
What I have to do? Again, can I apply?
Yeah, you can apply, but you have to change your circumstances before, meaning that your wife should be comfortable in conversing in English, because that is very important part of the test. So it's only if she
has passed everything. Only conversation she cannot speak.
Yeah, I understand, but that is an important thing for them. So you may have to put her in classes where she can have conversations and she is not making non-verbal gestures in her responses. So we get concerned when they're asking a question, somebody nods their head, the government will, or the officer there at the other end for the interview will not appreciate that and would want that person to actually respond verbally. So conversation is very, very important part of the naturalization interview. For the English language comfort.
When I have to apply the more than 3 months, it is over.
Yeah, you can apply even now.
Apply?
Yeah, you can even apply now.
There is no time limit.
Yes, and if you actually look at your denial letter that you would have gotten, that would tell you.
Yes, I have got it.
Yes, so once you have the denial letter, it tells you that you can reapply. It has no conditions.
Everything I have to go with fingerprints and everything, she has to go?
Yes, she has to go through the entire process. And not only does she have to go through the entire process, just make sure that her circumstances have changed in terms of her comfort levels with English. Otherwise, she'll face the same thing again.
Okay. Thank you very much, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, sir. Good morning, you live on the air. Good morning, you live on the air.
हेलो
हेलो, आपका सवाल प्लीज.
मेरा सवाल ये है कि मेरी बेटी ने अपने बहन भाइयों का स्पॉन्सर किया है, तो उसको 5 साल हो गए. अभी मस्जिद और कितने साल लगेंगे?
So इस टाइम पे कौन से आप कंट्रीज से अप्लाई किया हुआ है?
मैं पाकिस्तान से.
ओके, तो इस टाइम पे जो जिन्होंने 2003 सितंबर में फाइल किया था उनको ग्रीन कार्ड मिल रहा है.
नहीं, वो बहन भाइयों का स्पॉन्सर किया है. 5 साल हो गए और कितने साल लगेंगे?
तो अगर अभी 3 का है तो 13 साल हुए, आपके 8 साल और बचते हैं.
नहीं, वो 10 में किए.
10 में किए, राइट? तो हाँ, अभी 8 साल बचते हैं और, क्योंकि अगर 10 में किए 6 साल हो गए आप कह रहे हैं. ओके, अगर 6 साल हो गए हैं और इस टाइम पे ये है 2013 में है, तो अगेन आप मुझसे मैथ करवा रहे हो, बट 7 साल और होंगे फिर. 7 साल और बचे हैं.
ठीक है, ओके जी, शुक्रिया, बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया आपका. गुड मॉर्निंग लाइव ऑन द एयर. आपका सवाल प्लीज.
Hi, Ms. Aluwalia. Thanks for taking my call.
Of course, how may I help?
Yeah, I have a question related to H1B stamping.
Okay, go ahead.
So I am on H1B. It's on extension, and the petition is valid till 10th of October this year.
Okay.
But I have to travel to India later this month for some personal reasons, and I have to get my visa stamped as well. So I've got the stamping date of 12th August.
Okay.
Which is within the 60 days of the petition validity. So I wanted to know, is this going to be an issue during stamping or during the POE?
So you're going to get stamping only for 2 months, is what you're saying? Meaning, is your petition validity only for 2 months currently, at the time that you go?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so no, that's not an issue. I mean, if it is, that's how much trouble you want to go through. When you have to go through that much trouble to go through the consulate and go through your visa stamping, then why not just file an extension, get your complete 3 years if you're entitled to that, and get that stamp. That makes it comfortable for you to be able to use that stamping to travel for multiple years. But it's whatever your situation is. If it is that you're not being able to file an extension right now, there's difficulty with anything, then yes, that's not going to harm you at the port of entry. You do have validity and they will allow you to come in.
Awesome. Yeah, so just to answer that, I mean, there will be an extension file, but just that I had to travel in short notice, that could not be done. So I had to take this route.
Yeah, so if they premium process it, and I've been saying this a lot on the air, premium processing unit right now is just churning out cases like you won't believe. I guess they have a backlog that they're trying to resolve. They must have some pressure on them. So, so there is a easier review at the premium processing unit just currently, and this is just the experience from the last couple of weeks. So it's not a bad idea to be able to do that. Now you also know, even if the company does not allow premium processing, you do have the option to pay into it as an H1B. So the law does allow you to fund it. So I mean, the other fees are not allowed, but this one is. So it may be not a bad call to make to get an approval in your hand before you step out. That way you get a longer I-94. And otherwise, once you are in and you have a shorter I-94, you will be forced to either step out or file an amendment on your H1B that then gets approved, because your extension of stay will be abandoned once you leave the country and it is pending. So just think about your several options before you make a call on it.
Right, but legally, if I have to get it stamped, I mean, on this 2 months validity and
there is not an issue
and
with
come
that.
back, it's
That is not an issue. No, there isn't.
All right, cool. All right, thank you so much for that answer and the other options as well. I'll think about that too.
Okay. Thank you for your call. So let me remind you that you are listening to Ms. Aluwalia from Aluwalia Law Offices, and her telephone number is 972-361-0606, just in case if you cannot get through during our show. And you can also visit the website yourdesilawyer.com. They can assist you with immigration law, family law, and corporate law. So let's move on to the next line. Ms. Pallavi, good morning. You live on the air. Your question for Ms. Pallavi, please.
Hi, Ms. Pallavi, I have a question. I have recently filed a case of DACA USCIS, and I got my fingerprints in the mail. But when I had just went to the fingerprint place, they needed a valid photo ID, and my passport was actually expired. So my question to you is, when I go and get my passport renewed from the consulate of ICA, are they not going to question my status in the United States?
I mean, that just depends on what each country's consulates require. But if you have a pending, say for example, DACA application, you can give them the receipt to show that you're trying to get an EAD in this country. So you will be given some kind of, not status, but some kind of an option to stay here and work, right? So if that's what DACA requires, I don't know what India or Dhaka or Pakistan in that sense will require from its citizens. I know lots of countries will just keep renewing passports. I think we have a lot of disturbance.
Basically, a friend of mine had overstayed. She had the same case, but she didn't go through with it. She just left her case in the middle of it. She didn't get her passport renewed, or she didn't go ahead with the fingerprint.
It's not Dhaka's role. So just really quick. It's not Dhaka's role to be able to harm you. They may not renew your passport if that's the rule that they follow about legal status, but it is not their role to be able to deport you, right? So you should,
correct?
Yeah, I hear a lot of disturbance on the thing. So if you lower the, no issue. But let's just lower the volume a little bit in those so that we don't have the other listeners. Yes, okay, that's better. So I mean, just use that to renew your passport. Just the fact that you have a pending DACA application too, because you will need a photo ID to be able to appear for your fingerprinting.
Okay, so I can. It's mostly on the good side. They're not gonna go like.
No, they're not able.
They're not gonna go.
Yeah, they're not able to deport you. No, they're not, because you're getting a relief from USCIS, and the consulates, the foreign consulates that are in the US do not have the power to be able to get you out of the country. Only the US laws do.
Okay. Sounds good. Thank you so much, Ms. Pallavi.
Okay, thank you. We only go about a minute and a half to go, and let's do a quick call.
Yes, quick call.
Sorry, it's a quick question, please. You only got 1 minute. I think आपके रेडियो का वॉल्यूम था, इसलिए आप हमें सुन नहीं पाए. Miss Ahluwalia, we only got just 1 minute left. Would you like to update anything?
Well, just the updates that I had brought in the beginning of the show, which is the movement of the EB category for Pakistan and the rest of the world. I'm talking about Nepal, Bangladesh. The EB category is going to be retrogressing in August, and it's going to go down. EB2 is going back by a couple of years, and EB3 is actually doing better for the entire world. There are more people, I guess, stuck in the EB2 category for the rest of the world. So we hope just this lasts only for 3 months, and by the 1st of October it gets current again. But this is just a setback for a lot of people that rely on this quick way to get their green cards.
Well, thank you, Ms. Pallavi Ahluwalia, for coming here, taking time from your busy schedule to serve our community. And if you couldn't get through today, you're welcome to call her office. And office number is 972-361-0606. Or you're welcome to visit their website, which is yourdesilawyer.com. Thank you, each and everyone, for tuning in. Thank you, Ms.